Marbella also in the last couple of years became an icon.
Even though it has really boomed in the recent years, it has actually been a stable investment for a long, long time, yeah?
We are spending more than 1.5 million every year on marketing.
Wow, yeah, that's very impressive.
Luxury have a different definition today.
Welcome to the JamesEdition Podcast. I'm Eric Finnas Dahlstrom, CEO of JamesEdition, the leading global online marketplace for luxury real estate. Each month, we connect 1.5 million high net worth buyers with a trusted network of real estate agents in over 140 countries. This podcast features stories from major property markets and JamesEdition data, giving you insights into the people and trends shaping global luxury real estate. Today I'm talking to Smadar Kahana, Managing Director and owner of Engel Völkers Marbella, a leader behind more than 600 million in annual sales and a focus on upper market deals in Marbella. She spent 2 decades anticipating where the Marbella market is heading, and today we'll break down the trends driving that change.
Hi Smadar, it's really great to have you here on the podcast today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, and I think I'm really looking forward also to hearing everything about the Marbella luxury market. You've been there now for 20 years, I believe.
A little bit more, since 2003, yes.
Would be interesting also, by the way, to hear what brought you to Marbella in the first place.
I think what bring everybody here. I had a fantastic, super busy job in Germany. I was the international marketing director of a very, very prominent company. I had 2 children and it was really just busy life. And I just wanted to change my life and to have a better ratio of private life and working. And believe me, Eric, I was looking 3 years where I want to move because I had every option in the world. And I chose Marbella and I thought it was the best choice I made in my life. This is one of the parts that Marbella is offering, this great ratio between hardworking and hard enjoying. And this didn't change in the last 20 years, except that maybe you have more beautiful and trendy chiringuitos or beach clubs, how you call them today. And then they were much more Spanishes with Spanish flair before. But you still can find them if you choose. It's very much depend on you, how you want to live Marbella. You can live very Spanish in a Spanish area, or you can live in an area where you have more international buyer. It's really up to you. You have in Marbella everything. And don't forget that we are not on an island. We are in 40 minutes in Malaga, which became fantastic in the last years. In 2 hours in Granada, in 2 hours, I'm on the Atlantic. So all this was here also before, but I think that we all evolved in the last 20 years, 20 years ago, I wouldn't choose to go to Cipriani maybe because, there were other Spanish chiringuitos that I like, but everything changed, also worldwide. We changed. But I don't think that my lifestyle changed. I still like to go with flip-flops to the beach in the weekend and to have my holidays every weekend.
Oh, wow. That's a good review of Marbella, I have to say. In terms of buyers, what are the main nationalities that you see today coming to Marbella?
You cannot say a main nationalities because you have a mix from everywhere. First of all, the European that find this place as a second home, with all this combination that we talked about it. We have a lot of clients from East Europe that started to come after the beginning of the war in Russia and finding it here as a safe place to live and to invest. And you have a lot of Americans in the last couple of years that are coming here. And the areas are very different here. Also, the clientele that you will find in every area is a little bit different. For example, in the east side of Marbella, you will see a lot of Belgium, people from Holland, Germans that are preferring the east side of Marbella, while the Scandinavians and the British will prefer the area of Nueva Andalusia and Puerto Banús. And when you choose Golden Mile, you choose prime location. So it's different from area to area is also what you are looking for.
And in terms of those early years, what would you say was a typical Marbella buyer then compared to now?
When I arrived, Marbella was completely different. First of all, it was much more Spanish. And the typically buyer was around 50 to 70 years that moved after he get in pension and wanted to live better life outside with golf, with sun all over the year, much more healthy. We don't have any pollution here. So this was typically clientele. But all this have changed with the COVID. This was really a huge turn. I think that the COVID brought everybody in the world to the feeling that they want to live more intensive, and the possibilities were much more open. First of all, like half year, everybody made this business in Zoom or in online, which make people believe that they can live wherever they choose to live and work from there. And we saw a lot of families that moved here. You see every year more and more international schools opening here, according to the demand, of course. And the clientele become much younger. Today, the clientele that is searching for a house here is between 35 and 55. This is the average of the people that are moving here, either permanently even or for a second home.
Very interesting. Yeah. So, I mean, coming down then from 50 to 70 years old, let's say the typical buyer moving to retire, to now younger families, as you mentioned, more schools are opening up.
But it reflected also on the changes that happened in Marbella. Since the clientele was younger, you saw many more chic restaurants, clubs, super nice beach clubs that have been opening one after the other one. The school, as I said, all the infrastructure changed to attract this kind of clientele also.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And in your opinion, like, you mentioned that it was more Spanish than 20 years ago compared to now. What is everything improving for the better, or what would we say is that the pluses and minuses of these changes?
Marbella is giving you an immediate sense of belonging now due to being so international. Everybody feels well, everybody feels at home after 2 weeks of living here. And one of the first questions when you meet somebody is, when did you arrive?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a typical question. Yeah, like, so people understand approximately when people arrived. And I really like the statement that you say also, already after 2 weeks of living here, you already gather a group of people that you start getting to know. Yeah, because everybody, or most of the people that you meet here, of course, arrived at some point more recent or later. Yeah, because it's so international. Yeah. So I think you are, of course, working in the very, very high-end luxury part of Marbella, both in terms of locations inside Marbella, but also in the higher price ranges. So it would be interesting to hear, as you also have been here now for a long time, like, how has the luxury market evolved during this period? So if we go back to, because Spain had a quite severe crisis after the financial crisis, especially hit the property market. How was that period in Marbella for the luxury sales?
The demand for high-end have raised, especially during the COVID. More and more business people that were looking for real luxury were looking for houses here. So the supply follow also the demand. And I believe that during the COVID, you saw in many markets that the prices are going up. But the real estate market is always reacting to demand and supply. So the demand for high-end was higher, and the supply came with it also. In the beginning of the COVID also, all the houses that have been on the market for very high prices in the really upper end were gone. Were all sold. People were looking for houses with all the amenities because you didn't want to go to the gym, etc., etc. And this became normality here in the last couple of years. So if you are going to prices from 5 million plus, you will expect to have those amenities like a gym, sauna, hammam, second kitchen, outdoor amenities. also a different kind of upper market before. But the properties today that are coming on the market, you have a lot of properties between 10 and 30 million. But still, when you compare our market to relative similar market, if we are talking about Saint-Tropez, if we are talking about Sardinian or similar places like here, our prices are still, for what we are offering, are still much lower.
That's very interesting. And so in that kind of high-end segment, would you see that this kind of 10 million plus, did that exist 10, 20 years ago?
20 years ago, first of all, you didn't have this kind of luxury. And also, when you are thinking about the building costs, they were also different than today. When I came 20 years ago, you would estimate a square meter price worth of building here with around 1,500 euros, which today, if you want to build luxury, it will be 3,500 to 5,000 per square meter build. What will cost you the build of one square meter?
And then, so both, of course, price increases, the cost to build has impacted that, but also slightly different clientele. And I guess in general, just increased demand of moving to Marbella drives the prices up. So you published this report recently also. You had a very large kind of trophy transaction here of about 30 million recently to an American buyer.
Yes, correct.
And how, like, if you take a property like that, how do you go ahead and market that? How do you think about the whole marketing strategy to attract buyers to that?
First of all, Engel Völkers is almost the only international company that is acting in Marbella. And since over almost 50 years, we have the reputation of being market leader in the mid to up market with over 1,000 offices around the world. So if you are going in New York in the Fifth Avenue to Engel Völkers office, you get access to the properties in Marbella as well. And the name of Engel Völkers is a name that you can trust. When you buy in a foreigner country, trust is playing a big role here. So the marketing is the major part of it is our network, our own offices, over 1,000 offices around the world in best locations. And beside of it, my background is marketing. I was international marketing director of a very, very big company. And we have a big marketing department with over 12 people. And all of them are specialists, and we are really, really in cutting edge in terms of marketing. So we have 3 levels of marketing. We have the international marketing, we have the national marketing, and we have the local marketing. And just me, a small business owner, how do you think? We are spending more than 1.5 million every year on marketing.
Wow. Yeah, that's very impressive.
Because we are international, we have the possibility also to reach the client that is looking for the mid or up market, or when is looking to buy in Marbella. We are able to reach him in his own country. And I think that this is very important because the buyers are not walking on the streets here mainly.
Yeah, no, exactly. This, like the days of the walk-in buyer is maybe both because of online transactions.
Because of your portal as well.
Yeah, the opportunity to really browse from home, and then I guess that also narrows down for the buyer a little bit the selection before they come with a higher intent when they actually arrive. And like, if we take a transaction like that, 30 million, is that to invest, or is it to live, or is it, as you mentioned, like a second home, or what would be the, like in that very high 10 million plus range? Is it, what is typical buyer in Marbella? What is their motivations to buy?
I believe it's a combination because they bought first in absolutely prime location. So in terms of investment, it's a clever investment. You always, you can trust the A1 location always. And it was a second home for them. And I believe I see also with the results that we have in terms of inquiries, there are more and more inquiries also from Americans, as you probably see in your portal as well. Somehow Europe is for them cheaper today than it was before. And the market is very appealing. And I think that having a second home in Europe is bringing a growing demand from the United States.
Yeah, and if we look at, as you mentioned, prime locations, I guess that also going back to the 2008 to 2012 crisis in Spain, like if we were looking ahead, and I guess crises come with some kind of reoccurrence. So what would you say is a safe investment now in Marbella? What type of property would you look for if you were looking specifically to retain value over time, even if the market maybe goes down a bit?
It was around the end of 2008 when it was a general world crisis, I think. And Marbella showed that time again being a good investment, because from all over Spain, Marbella was the first one who really went out from this dip. And it took really around 6 months when we started to see buyer coming back, and especially investors coming back.
Yeah, I think that's very interesting. I think it's good also for anybody looking to buy into Marbella today to have that confidence that it is really a location that, even though it has really boomed in the recent years, it has actually been a stable investment for a long, long time. Yeah.
If you are looking for investment, it's always, first of all, real estate, it's a good investment. And if you are looking only in terms of investment, you will always buy in prime locations. And sometimes if it's a matter of how much you want to invest, you will rather buy something smaller in a prime location than something bigger in a secondary location. And this didn't change. These are the real estate rules around the world. Marbella also in the last couple of years became an icon. If you are looking in Instagram, all the influencers are here in the last 3 years. Just you have to name a name. They have been here in the last 3 years. So Marbella became really, really in place. You have now in the recent years also all the most wanted names that came to Marbella also in terms of restaurants. You have Nobu, you have Gaia, you have Cipriani. All of them came in the last couple of years here. Of course, the beach clubs that you see today, you haven't seen so many so beautiful beach clubs 10 years ago. So all this infrastructure is aiming to the right clientele that Marbella want to have in the end of the day.
Yeah, very interesting. And in terms of future direction, where do you think Marbella is heading in terms of growth? Like, do you see it growing significantly bigger or? Yeah.
If you are looking at similar location, if you are looking for a second home for your summer, you have already a house in Gstaad or in St. Moritz when you want to ski. If you're looking for a second home under the sun or for the best life quality for second home, you can choose between Monaco, between Saint-Tropez, south of France, Portofino, maybe Sardinian. But in terms of what Marbella is offering, you cannot compare it, because all this market, even Ibiza and Mallorca, they are very seasonal. If you go to Saint-Tropez 3 weeks before Easter, most of the restaurants and the boutiques and everything is closed, while and also in all these similar markets, while Marbella is offering all year round life quality, which stay the same. If you are looking already from this aspect, you can play golf here all over the year. You can run on the beach all year long. We have around 30 days of rain or 40 days of rain a year. And Marbella is unique also in the Costa del Sol, because if you go out left or right, you will have 5 more degrees in the evening, in the summer, and 5 degrees less in the winter. Marbella have a special microclimate because of the Sierra Blanca mountains that are from one side and the sea from the other side. So you really have intensive life all over the year here. So in this term, there is no other place in Europe that can compete with this. So it's many people compare Marbella to California. I think there is a lot of similarity also in terms of lifestyle, climate, lifestyle. But for Europe, we have such an infrastructure that with 2-3 hours, you arrive to Marbella from everywhere in Europe. I believe the demand will continue to grow also. And we see also with the new developments that are coming, many hotel chains, like if it's Banyan Tree, Hyatt, Anantara, the Four Seasons, everybody is coming now to Marbella. So I believe that they searched the market very, very well before they took this decision.
And but if we look also ahead, what do you think are the main challenges for Marbella that comes with this growth?
I believe that with the new plan of Marbella, not many, but some green areas have been released to be built. We will have more space to offer in terms of living space. And maybe the traffic would be a bigger problem than it's today. We have traffic in July, August, where it's really everybody is in Marbella. You have this feeling. However, you don't have traffic here all over the year. I'm coming from Munich, and sometime in Munich, I need for a very little short driving space just to look for a parking half hour. So we don't have these problems, and it's really a short way from one side to another. So we have a fantastic lifestyle here. It's just to envy us.
Yeah, it's really, really great to hear. And maybe finishing off also, it would be interesting to hear for you personally and for Engel Völkers, what are the main things you focus on now to grow the business in the coming years? Because you had very good strengths this year, right? I think you had a very nice number there for sales in 10 days in February this year, 45 million. And then also in general, the first 7 months that have been so strong this year, it's maybe interesting to hear that 2025 is still very, very good, yeah.
Yes, in the first 7 months, we did around 170 transactions. Plus, here I have it, 91 additional reservations that are waiting to go to the notaries. And 42% of those sales were about 1.5 million. In general, our average selling price depends on the area, because our average selling price in Marbella East, for example, is 1,800,000, while on the Golden Mile is around 3.5 million. So it's different from area to area. We open 2 new sections. One is where we are dealing with branded residences. We have just released Hyatt Residences, which is offering something unique where you can come with your kids. You put your kids in the kids club. You go to the gym, or you have a spa treatment, all in your own community there. Your apartment will be cleaned every day. And you have some restaurants. You have really, as a second home, a lifestyle that is just to dream about. So worldwide, by Engel Völkers, we are now concentrating also on the branded residences, and which is in a way the new game changer in the real estate market. In Marbella, it's in the United States, Miami or Dubai. It's not something new. And we have our private office, which is the elevated way of buying a real estate, where you really treat it as a VIP, and they are all over the world. By Engel Völkers, we have around 17,000 agents, and just 300 agents are private office consultants, which are really internationals and working with family offices and with really the high end. So this is our growing in this, and always investing in everything, investing big. Luxury have a different definition today. It's not what it used to be also. The luxury is the experience of buying much more. So I believe that Engel Völkers is known for its very high quality services around the world and in Marbella as well. But we are always elevating this experience. And one thing that is we are dealing only with direct properties. So when you come to us, we know the properties that you are going to see. It's not like an LMS that you have in the United States that you are offering things that you don't really know. So we are intensing this experience of the clients when they come.
And in terms of, you said intensifying that experience for the luxury buyer, what would you say are typical things that you offer a luxury buyer there in that experience?
All the experience of the client is hassle-free. We are taking everything away. We have a concierge service. And I think being in the upper market, you have to offer it. It's also different when you are going to Chanel or to Hermes, then you're going to Massimo Dutti. And we are trying to give this experience also to our clients.
That's great. And I think what you mentioned about branded residences also is interesting. So you're opening a specific section that is only going to focus on those, or what did you say there?
We have another daughter company who is called All About Home, where we take care of every aspect of the client. If you want a barbecue in the evening, you will get a barbecue in the evening. If you need a babysitter, we take care of our clients. As long as it's legal, we will take care of it. But you asked me also before about one excellent experience that I had with a client. I had a good client that I knew what he's looking for. And then I was in a process of listing a property. I didn't even have the contract yet. And I called him and I told him I found him the right property. And we were driving and I told him, Mr. XY, I can bet with you that you will buy the property. Let's bet. If you don't buy the property, you are not my client anymore. And he told me, would you take the risk? I say yes, because I know exactly what you want. So we came to the house and we just saw a little bit. He told me, can we sit on the table in the dining room? I would like to make an offer. So this is this kind of service that I would like to believe that we are giving also. When you know your clients and even before they know, when we know that a client of us is getting another baby, sometimes we know in advance that he will need to move to somewhere else, even before he knows it. This is service. And this is the way real estate have to be.
Makes a lot of sense. Thanks a lot, Smadar, for this interview. Extremely insightful into the Marbella luxury real estate market.
We want to see more and more clients coming here. We take care of them. Especially, I believe that your portal is very, very known in the United States. Only in the United States, we have 302 offices. So I believe that our cooperation will grow within the years. And anyway, we see more and more Americans coming here, and they are welcome.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Smadar.
Thank you, Eric. It was a pleasure.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to the JamesEdition Podcast for bi-weekly insights on people and global market trends, and share it with your peers. We'd love to hear from you, so let us know whose perspective you'd like us to feature next. Thanks for tuning in. See you in the next episode.